So, we just got our proof in the mail after many weeks, which is why everything's been really quiet, because we've been waiting for the proof for way too long. We got this in the mail. We thought we would immediately do like an unboxing video.
Like, we haven't seen it yet.
We have no idea the box is not open, so I will have to open the box. And we don't know what we're gonna get. So if all goes well, you're gonna see me really excited, and if it doesn't go super well, then I'm gonna be really sad. And that's just how it's gonna work. That's how proofs go. Sometimes they're awesome. A lot of the times they're not perfect, and we have to fix basically everything. That's just the facts of manufacturing. So we're gonna crack this open.
Are you more excited or scared?
I'm pretty scared. Sometimes you get a proof and it's amazing, but I'd say it's not super common that like your first proof is spectacular, because there's always something you didn't account for out of hundreds of variables. Okay, so let's crack open the base game. Let's see how this went. Let's find out exactly what we're looking at here. As I open this, I'll give you some information about what we're about to look at. So this is not an offset print. I talked about this a little bit in a previous video, but our proof is a digital print. Offsets are much nicer. We've been told by the manufacturer that it's about 95% of the color and black accuracy of the offset. So what we're basically looking at right now is the accuracy of like what we expected to get for cardstock, for what the box, feels like, for, our manual, for everything being in there the way it's like predicted, our tokens, all of our extras. Those are the things we're really checking. As far as color goes, that's going to be a little bit harder to get to 100%, and that's always difficult with a proof if you aren't at the factory. And we've been talking about potentially traveling to China for this so that we could proof it at 100% for the offset. But we'll be checking out the digital today. So first of all, we've got these little promo cards. So they'll come in like a little promo pack here. So let's just check these out first, because I'm so nervous to actually open the real box. So look, the promos, if these are good, then we'll be working our way from
Citadel
here.
Cards
Full art
that
Citadel
are
cards.
Specific to the Kickstarter.
They're real pretty.
Yay!
I'm really gonna. They
Oh
really,
my God.
and they feel really good. Like, these are really good feeling cards. I'm checking print accuracy. So, are you able to see this on the camera? Can you? You can't see these at all, right? I want to show these up close in case they show up.
Wild, folks. We're going off tripod here.
Oh, they feel so. There's no way to show this. There's no way to show how good these feel. These are so silky. The only other thing I would compare these to is Magic cards. As far as I know, they're made with the same wood. They're not made with the same factory, but they're made with the same wood. Whatever tree makes these things, they're real good feeling. They feel really good. I don't know what to say. These are so much better than linen. They look great, right? Color consistency is excellent. You can tell that the accuracy, even though the density is not as high as we want it, because digital prints don't have very high density, the accuracy is extremely high.
I will say that the cut is a little bit off, and I think that's actually my fault and not the factory's fault. I would like to add a little bit more. Like, this is too low to me. Like, that's too low.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To the edge of the card.
But that is accurate to what you made, right?
Yeah, I think that's my fault.
Well, that's good, because all that matters is that it's accurate to what we are creating.
Yeah.
You can see here on the Windwalker Citadel that the edge right there, there's a 0.5 millimeter break there, where like, that's why your bleed is so important. So that is off. So you can see that the cut here, there's another example. The cut here has a 0.5 millimeter difference, which is well within tolerances, but that's why we have a bleed. So because our bleed wasn't wide enough, you can see that there's several pixels of the faction icons being cut off.
Too small.
Next up, we've got this package of tokens. So these are this is the sheet of citizen tokens that will come with the game. So let's check these out.
It's interesting that they didn't put them into the box.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's why.
Maybe these are extras or something. Maybe there's more.
Maybe.
I don't know. But they're outside the box. They look really good. The cut is Well, it's a little off. It's still within tolerances, but you can kind of tell that, like, here. If you check these out, you can see that, first of all, the print quality is extremely high, as is the quality of just the cardboard itself. Compared to most board games, and I'd say like 80% plus board games, the quality here is very, very high. The, like, reflectivity, the, like, total density of ink, and this is, again, for a digital print, is very, very good. The accuracy, in contrast, is great, so that's a good sign. The cut here, you can see, is a little bit off, so we've got whatever the cut was, it's a millimeter.
Oh yeah, it's a little too low.
It's a little too low and a little too, what is that, right, left? I can't tell from my perspective, but it's off on one side. So what we have here is one drone, and you can see that the talent side, can't really tell that there's an issue, but on the drone side, there's quite a bit of edge.
Obvious.
Tokens, print quality really good. Cut quality, questionable. Okay, now we're taking a look at the actual box. How nerve-wracking is this? Taking a look at the actual box and see how that looks. So, first of all, we've always had terrible prototype boxes we've always made ourselves with sticker paper, and that's our only sample example of what these look like. So this is what the game actually looks like. It looks pretty great.
It looks
pretty amazing. It's too dark.
It's still too dark.
It's still too dark.
Dang it.
But it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's just too dark.
Well,
so we need to increase, and it's the same on every.
Shrink might be making it a little darker.
Maybe, but it's the same on all sides.
Okay.
Which makes me think that the whole thing is just too dark, by about maybe 5%, maybe a little bit more. So I would say what we need to do is take this and increase the total brightness, probably the mid-tone brightness, by maybe 5 to 8%. The white looks good, black looks excellent, midtones are too far down, so we need to bring that up. One thing that I'm so excited about is that when it's flat, you can see that the logo looks like it always has, but if you look at it at an angle, it is shiny, which is awesome, especially within the shrink wrap, and this is really, really nice shrink wrap. This feels good. It also feels like a really good weight. Like, it's not too heavy, it's not too light. Like, I like that. It feels good to hold.
It looks bigger than I was expecting.
It is bigger than I expected.
The size, but it looks bigger than
it looks like the appropriate size. Like, it's not so big that you're, like, offended, but it's not so small that you question what you actually bought for so much money. I like it a lot. And the cover looks really, when you look at it this way, this picture looks very good. Like, very cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Let's try it out. Moment of truth. Let's open up the box and see what is actually inside. Ooh, oh no, okay. So when you open up the shrink wrap, now we're seeing some issues. So pull this off so I can show it. Okay, so now we're seeing some issues. So if you look at the edges of the box here, you can see that there is, like, it doesn't look like it's a print problem. It looks like when the box is folded, I'm assuming a machine folds the box over, it scuffed the edges of the box. And there's like little, you see there's like little nicks here.
Yep, I see.
Like little silvery nicks, which is really weird. Like, it's like a couple of little silvery gouges all over the edge there. It's not on all the sides, but there are little silvery specks all over this thing.
Yep.
It's definitely something like, I don't know if it's gouged or if it's, I think it might be the silvery stuff that makes the reflectivity high. It might be that got, like, on stuff, but you can definitely see there's, like, scratches on things where there shouldn't be scratches. Yeah. The back, I don't think has, let's carefully flip over the back. The back doesn't have any issues. It's only this top cover. It also has some white scratches on the bottom here. So let's talk about those, see if that's a manufacturing problem or if that has something to do with the sparkly stuff on the top, because there's no sparkly stuff on the back. The back looks really good. It's a matte.
By sparkly, you mean the spot.
The spot UV.
Spot foil.
The spot foil, yeah. We've got the back is matte and it looks really good matte. It almost looks better matte than it does with a shinier front. So maybe we want to do a more matte surfacing on the cover. So I actually like the back a little bit more. It feels cleaner. It also just feels better to your touch. Looks really cool though. Really good back. Really great. I'm really happy with this. Okay, so let's check out the inside. We've seen the top. Storybook looks really good. This looks really good. Other than just some minor little nicks on the cover. The back side, you can't really see the logo. Logo is basically invisible.
Yeah, we did make it very gentle.
Yeah, I got to make that brighter. So backside logo needs to be bigger, but everything else looks really good. Really just very high quality. Might want to make it a little thicker too, just because the paper's a little thin. I don't want that to get hurt. It's a little thin, but other than that, it feels really good. Like, paper is very high quality, it's just the weight is a little low. The clarity is extremely good. Contrast is very good. Color density is very good. So this is all great. This is a great sign. And everything is, like, the cut and finish is good. The staple, I think that's a staple, right? Yeah, it's a staple. Staple is good. So this feels great. This feels really good. It feels very similar to our test that we did here in LA. The yellow isn't quite as vibrant as the one we did in LA, but we also know that, well, that was also a digital print, so we'll have to look into that a little bit. The accuracy is very high, it's just the vibrance isn't quite as high as the one we did as our sample. But this is all very, very good looking, extremely readable, feels great in the hand. Everything is well within tolerances, so that's great. This is an awesome looking rulebook. I'm so happy with this. Thank you, Guybrush. This is so wonderful to look at. All right, next up, we've got more tokens, more people. These ones, ooh, those look great. Those are wonderful. Let me check the back here. Still, drones are offset on the back. So it looks like when you created your Photoshop template for this, did you do a separate back? You have a separate back, right? You did the back separately from the front.
Yes.
So it looks like the back is actually 1 millimeter off. It's not a cut problem. It's a file problem.
Huh.
This is a template issue. So the template is 1 millimeter
Well, then we'll look at it.
Yeah, it's off on one side.
I did not create the full sheet, to clarify. I just created individual images.
Oh, okay.
They created the sheet.
So it's a file issue, but it's not our file issue. It's their file issue. The cut is correct.
Maybe there's a problem with the way that. And maybe
we can take a look at it, but I can see it's very easy to tell. So for example, let's take a look at this. So if you can see this, it looks very similar to what we previously showed off, but it also has these little guys. These are way easier to tell if their cut is off.
Yeah.
We need a bleed on those. That's better than what we have. But if we punch one of these guys out, let's punch this little one out in the middle here.
So those are the stat change tokens that were added to
which
the
look
game.
great, by the way. These look wonderful. So if you look at these stat change tokens, you can see that
really little.
one side looks really good. One side is off.
Yuck.
So that means that the file on the back side is off. It's not the cut that's the issue, it's the file that's the issue. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if that was done by hand and that was an issue, but it sounds like this is an issue for their file handling problem. So we'll need to look into that and find out. Yeah, but that looks really good. I'm gonna put that on the card to see how that looks. That looks great. Looks really good. Almost too good, because the vibrancy is so high that it stands out a little too much. But it looks really good, so I'm really happy with that. That'll make it easier to track stat changes. We've never had those before. This is the first time we've ever seen these little stat change tokens.
That'll
So
be nice.
okay, so I'm looking in here. This is the how do we show this off the best way? This is so cool. So we've got
so nice.
all of our little deck slots here. Now, when you get the base game, you'll have extra deck slots. So there are 4 extra deck slots for the expansions if you want to get if you have the expansions. Most people got the expansion, so we have those in your base game so that if you get the expansion, you can put it in its own box or keep it in.
Clarify, that is why we
base
ended
box.
up choosing to do that. The majority of people got the expansion as well, so we decided to make sure everything fit in one box.
Yes.
instead of having a
Now
smaller box.
these, I'm questioning these. These are supposed to be bigger. These won't fit sleeves. So these
Oh
are too
yeah,
small.
if they don't fit sleeves, then they've made a big problem.
Yeah, the width here is correct. This is the correct size for the deck box, but the deck boxes are too small.
Oh no.
So, don't know what happened there. These are definitely 60 card deck box. No, they're 52 card deck boxes. And they definitely won't fit sleeves. So these are incorrect.
Okay.
That's not good.
Yeah.
They also, I need to look into this. These have issues. Well, let's go to the cards first, then we'll go into the deck boxes, because I pulled the cards out, I want to they feel really good. They feel really good, and they look really good. So that's really, these are not great. Cards are great.
Woo!
So let's slide these out. The cards are The cards are very, very good. What I'm seeing, though, is a little bit of smudging. Maybe not smudging. I don't know what to call this. So you can see that on bold text, there's a little bit of blurring. So it's not quite as clear as we usually get it. There's also some little, like the cut is perfect, but the actual edges have some little nicks in them, which I don't like. You can tell it's a little dark too. So if you look at her, she's one of our test samples because she has so much contrast. There's really bright yellows here, and then it just fades to basically black on the other side. But she is too dark. Like, this is definitely too dark, like no doubt. And if she's too dark, it means that the whole thing must be too dark by a certain percentage. So we'll need to check on that as well. It can be hard to tell in some. You can tell with AirDoc too, if you're familiar with the AirDoc card, because this is one of our big playmat card images. He definitely should have way more detail in his like cape and or his like cloak and his uniform. The cards feel really good, but weirdly, these ones, they don't feel like these. You can very easily tell that there's a difference between these two card surfaces.
Really?
And this one looks better. That's really weird. Let's take a look at, let's see. Oh yeah, no, those are very different. So here we go. This is a great example. So because of this, we can actually test these against each other. We have two example Citadels here. These are identical Citadels, but look at the difference in color between them.
Oh, enormous difference.
So
what's happening there?
We'll have to find out exactly what happened. This is correct. And that is not wrong color, it's wrong contrast level. So the purple and orange exist here, but they've been, they're I don't want to say gamma, because it's not gamma, but that's the best term I have. It's almost like the gamma has been increased. So we'll have to find out what happened there. These are very different colors.
Very different.
I'm assuming those show up on camera, but these are very different colors. This is correct. So whatever they did for the full art Citadels, we have to do for everything else. These are not quite right. Ooh, look at that red. That's beautiful. Here is the Neogenesis Church. We've got this really dense, beautiful red with a teal behind it. Those are really hard colors to represent. They're even hard to represent on a computer screen, much less with print, which is not as accurate. This is excellent. This is excellent. Like this color quality is really good. I'm really happy with that. The contrast between white, black, teal, and red, that tells you a lot about what we can accomplish if it's done correctly. So that is really, really excellently done. These Deckboxes are both too small and also have fold issues. So you can see along the edges here, there are fold problems here, 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 where they are folded and that the ink, I don't know what happened. It looks, honestly, the funny thing is, it looks really cool. I'm not really against it. Like, it looks it looks intentional. It honestly looks like we intended to do it.
Really?
But we didn't. Yeah, it's been...
We want it to look like a relic.
It does. Like, along the fold edges, it looks like we intentionally aged it.
Weird.
But we didn't. Those are supposed to be darker on the edges. That's really interesting. That is really interesting. Don't know why. There's like little scars here we didn't add, but they look intentional. All right, let's talk about this. We got our bag with our logo on it. Really beautiful, wonderful stitching. It's a little yellow, but I don't know if we can get it any more gold than that. It's a small thing, but it's gonna really like separate a little bit. When you have a bag that has a little logo on it, it feels good. It also feels good to the touch. It's nice. What else we got here? That's everything in this box. So,
Can you show off the insert a little bit?
Yeah. So let me take the insert out and show it off. So here we've got our plastic insert. We've got our little deck boxes. Again, you can see how big the insert is compared to the deck boxes. The deck boxes should be much more snug in these areas. This is an area for your tokens here. And then this, I mean, you can have a lot of tokens in this game. So this is enough to definitely hold all the tokens you get initially. But if you have more tokens and you have even more players, or if you're one of those people who keeps asking if you can do a 10-player game of Sovereign, technically you can, and you will need this slot to hold the enormous amount of tokens you will require to do your 10-player game.
It's also so you can keep the ones you pop out along with acrylic if you bought the acrylic.
Very true. You can separate out your acrylics from your your cardboard pieces.
If you also bought the dice, there is an area for the dice.
Is this the dice area? Ooh, that's cool. I have not. Do we have dice right now? Probably do. Let's check them out.
I believe that the dice were the only things that they were not able to print for this version. So I don't think we have the dice.
So this is also one of those things where it's like, you can tell that, like, interestingly, and this is correct, the top of this is very solid. The bottom of this is relatively thin. That's technically correct in that it reduces weight so we can ship it easier. But don't pull it out too many times. I wouldn't want to worry about that bottom.
I don't think people will.
All right. Next up, let's move this out of the way because we've now looked through the whole box. All right, next up, we've got the expansion box. Looks really good. Really good on all sides. There's a logo there. We got a logo there. We got a back of the box here. Same kind of little scratches. They're proportionally small. I don't understand that at all. They are proportionally small. So the scratches are the same proportion on both boxes, but this box is completely different size. Same proportion of scratches. Also has tiny little speckles on it. Same proportion of speckles. Much smaller box. So let's take a look on the inside of this box and see how it goes. All right, so inside we've got our 4 little deck boxes. These will be bigger.
Yeah, they are supposed to fit like perfectly.
These should not be this size. Let's take a look at our expansion deck. Okay, feels really good. Tiny bit dark, but not nearly like that first deck. So these are maybe 5%. We're still dealing with a little bit too dark, but not so bad. Again, you would not notice this, but I would notice this, so it has to be fixed. Beautiful quality though. Like really, honestly, if you didn't know that it was 5% too dark, and I didn't keep telling you, that is beautiful quality. That looks so cool. Like, it's so cool. It looks so good. Next up, mysterious white box. Do not know what is inside of here.
I believe they're the sleeves.
Let's find out. It's mysterious. Let's find out what's in the mysterious box. Okay, we got, it's all sleeves. It's all sleeves. So let's check the sleeves out and see how these do.
That is quite a block of sleeves.
That is quite a block of sleeves. I didn't expect this many sleeves. I don't know why we need to sample. I guess we need to see what the box will look like. But yeah, this is the sample of all of our deck sleeves. Let's see how they look. Looks good so far. Print looks good. Pull these out. So it does look a little different than a normal card back because there's no reflectivity on the back there. It's not shiny, it's matte. So fits perfect. Fits great. Good fit. Actually, it's like really, it's almost too good. Like I worry a little bit about tolerances here because it's almost too good of a fit. Like if with one tiny tolerance change, it would have the edge of the card just popping out. But it's perfect. It feels perfect. Like if I hold these together.
Edge to edge printing, which is really nice.
Yeah, well, it feels edge to edge in the sense that like the card edge is touching, just barely touching like this teeny tiny little gap in the top there where you can pull out the card. But other than that, this is a very good. It feels good to me. I'm not a sleeve aficionado, so we'll need to show this off at like conventions and make sure that people who use sleeves every day like this as much, because I can't judge it as well. But
we did take people's suggestions.
Yeah, from the sleeves I've used, this feels excellent. It feels really good. It's extremely close. It's extremely close. Other than the reflectivity, it's extremely close. So even if you had like some, I don't know why this would ever happen, but if you had somebody who is sleeving their cards and somebody else is not sleeving their cards, and you have them against each other like this, they still look great. They look awesome.
On camera, I can't tell the difference between those two.
Perfect. Then like, yeah, so the sleeves, that was the whole point, was to make sure that even if your cards are sleeved, they can match.
I guess that one's pointier.
It is definitely pointier, but there's nothing we can do about that. But it shows that if you have like 2 people who are sleeved and 2 people who are not, the game still looks perfect and feels like you're all like part of a cohesive world, which is good. That's important. That everything feels like you're all part of the same group. So I'm really happy with these. They feel really great. I'll keep testing them more and like stress testing them a little bit. But they look really good and they feel really good. So I'm really happy with those. So what do we not have right now? We're missing 2 oh, wait, actually, there's one more thing we have to test. Hold on.
Yeah, like one of the things people are most excited about, I think.
Hold on. Okay, we got a big old sack.
Oh my God.
All right. Forgot about this. This is why I put it down below me. Okay, so we've got 8 different variations of
Even wrapped up, they look really good.
game mats. This is also another thing. We've only ever had one prototype, so this is brand. Ooh, they look so good. Okay, here's an example of a game mat. Oh, that looks cool.
Oh, that looks
so cool, right?
good.
That is.
The color is.
It feels
like,
great. Oh no.
excellent.
Oh, there's like a little.
What's that?
It's a tiny little tear.
Oh no.
It's one thread came out. Ooh.
Okay.
Well,
Otherwise, it looks real good.
everything else is awesome. One tiny thread came out. But everything else is great. That is really cool looking.
The color is like
Let's put some cards on it.
excellent. I don't know if you can tell on camera.
Color is excellent.
Color is beautiful.
Really cool looking. I always worry a little bit about the darker mats because the cards are dark and the mats are dark, so I want to make sure you can separate, you can tell the card contrast, but it looks really good.
Yeah.
Looks really good. Feels really good. Really happy with these. With this one. Let's open another one. Let's see how it goes. That's really cool. I'm really happy with that. Again, I'm not a matte aficionado. Like before I made Sovereign, I never used mats most of the time. Testing Sovereign, I never used mats. I am now a fan of mats. I didn't get why they were used.
You're
Now
not
I do.
aficionado, but you're a general snob.
I'm a general snob. Now I'm a matte snob in addition to all other snob. Really, it feels really good. This is really nice. This is very high quality. Right. So this one isn't quite as blue as it is in our convention mat, but I actually kind of like that more because
Yeah.
the really high color when you can't reach that level of black on a mat doesn't look perfect. It actually looks better here, I think, even though the actual blue is and on the card it's a little more blue than this. I think it looks better in contrast. So like if we put some cards on there, that looks pretty good. Pretty cool.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah, no issues in stitching here. No issues with same little area. You can see where like that's I think that's where
That's
the
the
stitch.
end?
Yeah, I think it got stitched. It starts here and then they stitch around,
Yeah.
and then it stops here. So there's like a tiny little weak point here where I'll ask about that.
We'll see if also we can cut off the end of that other one without repercussions.
It looks like it would be fine. It just looks like the stitching. I'm assuming that this is most mats have the same thing. I think the weak point is usually probably right here instead, and theirs is just here. But I'll check out on it and we'll see. It looks like I don't think it would cause any issues long term. But that's the only tiny little flaw is a tiny little stitch edge there. Everything else is awesome. Feels really good. Grips the table really good. Cards slide around great, but they don't come off. Like everything about this is great. I like this a lot. So these came out really well. Okay, so what have we not seen? Well, we didn't get the acrylic tokens or the dice in the box. These are taking extra time. They weren't supposed to take extra time, but they are taking extra time. So we need to get those shipped separately. We'll need those in a second proof because we will need a second. We know that there's some issues. We'll need a second proof of anything that didn't work right. And then we will see the acrylics and the dice for the first time, where we can get a really good look on how those look against all of the other components. And I'm really excited about that. Even though I've never actually used dice in this game ever, I'm going to say this on the video right now. I'm working on a solo mode and it uses the dice. So I'm going to start using the dice myself soon in testing. I'm really excited about like 86% of everything here. Some of it didn't work out great. 86% is really good. That's pretty good for a proof. We know that there's a lot of really good stuff, and a lot of them are really easy fixes. At least from as long as they don't have some kind of manufacturing issue. These are all easy fixes for a proof. So really excited. Keep going and keep testing these, keep looking through every card, seeing exactly what everything did, and stress testing some of this stuff over the next week. And we will see you on the second proof video.